Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I built this wall shelf for my bathroom. It has a hand towel rack on it as well. It turned out so beautiful. I hope you guys enjoy seeing how I made this, and we'll get into the video in just a second here. Okay, so to start off this project, I'm going to do four 1x4s at 24-inch lengths. And then we're going to do six of them at 18 inches long. Okay, and then I totally forgot to get this in the clip, but we're going to do eight of these 1x2s at 7 inches long. So those 1x2s, I just had to include this. This is from later in my video, but I had to include that there. So seven of those. Now to start off, we're going to glue the 1x4 24-inch ones together, and we're going to glue all the 1x4s together in sets of twos. And I'm just clamping it down here and trying to make sure it stays flat and straight. And then, like I said, we're going to do that with both of the sections of the 24 inches. So here's the second section of the 24. Throw some glue on it, and then we'll clamp it down. And I just used a board underneath so that I would make sure that the glue dried, it stayed down and flat. And then we're going to do the exact same thing for the 18-inch boards too. So the 24-inch ones are going to be our sides, and the 18-inch is going to be the shelving. And then you're also going to need, I forgot to mention that, you're also going to need a dowel. You could use like a 1/2 inch dowel if you wanted. I think I did a 5/8 inch dowel, unless you don't want a towel hanger. I mean, you could make the shelving without that towel hanger. But here I'm doing the 18-inch boards. And then when we're all done gluing these together, we're going to let them dry overnight. And then we'll come in the next day and we will sand down because that one side of them's pretty rough. So we're going to take it outside and sand it down. We got one shelf there. And I'm sure you could, if you had a nice flat spot to just glue these and set them down, I'm sure that would work too. But I have these quick grip clamps and they work really good. So I use these, why not? If I have it, might as well use it. But I'm sure you could probably like tape the boards together because I mean, the 1x7s are gonna hold it together as well and give it more support so that it's not falling apart. Um, the glue is kind of just an extra added support, so I'm sure you don't have to clamp it. I'm sure you could just set it on a flat surface and tape them. Now here I have it all sanded down, and now we're going to add our 1x2, the 7-inch ones. And this is going to be, it's going to hold the 1x4s together, and it's also going to be our shelf support. So I'm just going to screw these in and make sure they're flat. I'm using a board on the end to make sure that it's flat with the edge of the other board. Now this side, I realized I messed up, and I'll probably fix it here in a minute because I needed the shelf to fit on top. Yeah, see here, I'm fixing it. So I need to give it enough room so that that shelf is going to sit on top of that one. So I realized as I was going, and then I took it off and screwed it back down. Now on the other 24-inch section, we're going to do the exact same thing. So make sure that shelf fits on there. And yes, I did put some glue on it for some extra support, just to make sure this holds. So we have screws and glue. All right, and then the other side, we just get to do flat with the bottom. Okay, here I bought this one because mine was a 5/8 inch wooden dowel. So I bought a different wood drill bit for my drill. If you get a 1/2 inch dowel, most drill kits come with a half inch drill bit, and I've used it in another video. Um, so if you're gonna go with a bigger dowel, then you're gonna have to buy a bigger bit. We're just making sure, lining it up, making sure, or actually I'm gonna cut it down. I forgot about that step apparently. So we'll take it over to our box saw, we'll go cut it down, and then we'll bring it back. Same length as the 18-inch shelf. So technically I could have just measured it down to 18 inches. So here we're screwing in. I'm using a 1/2 inch drill bit. I wanted to get a hole in it first before I used the other drill bit, just because I didn't want to chew up the wood. It's such a big drill bit. So I went in with that 1/2 inch one first, and then I'm going to go in with the 5/8 inch drill bit. And honestly, if I was going to redo this project again, and that's the nice thing about me doing it first for you, is I would put the holes in these. I'd probably honestly stack one on top of another and like tape them together. And I would put the holes through these before they are attached to those 24-inch boards. Um, that way you know that the holes are going all the way through because we want these holes to go all the way through. But I was kind of afraid to go through the other boards. So again, if I were to repeat this, I would drill these holes first if I was doing this project again. All right, now we're going to measure out and figure out exactly where we're going to put our other shelves. Um, I did it, the middle shelf is going to be 1 foot from the bottom, or well, it's a 24-inch board, so it's going to be exactly half of this board. And then the bottom one, I did 3 inches up. So we're just going to put this in place. And I am using my square to make sure that when I screw it in, it's flat. And as you can tell, when I started doing it, I was like, this is not square. So I realized that I had mismeasured. It wasn't 3 inches on that back side. So I remeasured it. And then using my square, that's why it's a good idea to get a square. I mean, I literally bought this square at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. So I do recommend having a square because that told me my measurement was off. Oh, I did forget this part. So I did realize, and then I forgot to glue it. I did realize with it being 3 inches up, that board fits in perfectly. Just don't screw it down all the way. Leave a little bit of room so you can slide that board out, but it is like, it's perfect. So again, this time I just decided to put one of those 1x2s in the middle. And then before I screwed it all the way down, I took it out. And then we're going to put our middle shelf in. We're just going to line it up with the lines. And the square didn't quite fit there, so I didn't use it. I guess if I would have turned it the other way, it would have worked. And then we're going to do the other one exactly the same. So I'm just lining up all these boards. And as you can see, if you look, I'm going to point out my mistake here. If you look at the bottom where I drilled out for the towel rack, I accidentally cut that board a 1/2 inch short. So it's 6.5 inches instead of 7. So make sure you measure properly. It looks fine though. Like, you can't tell. You can only tell because I told you. All right, so now our sides are done. We're going to put our towel rack in. And again, you don't have to install this first if you drill those or you attach them to the 24-inch board, because you could install that later. I had to install it right now because it's not going to go in once I put these shelves on. So I'm just gluing it down. And then I'm going to toenail in some screws. And toenail just means kind of go in at an angle into the other board. So I'm just going at a slight angle so that it's going toward my 24-inch board. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Sorry, I was kind of in that shot there. I had to get the right angle on there. And then you're going to repeat exactly these steps for the other shelves. So this was getting too close to my camera as I was building it. This is just the second shelf. I couldn't get the third shelf in frame. So, I mean, I did the first 2 on camera, but you can't even really see what I'm doing on that second one. Okay, guys, we are done here. I took it outside and I stained it with Minwax in the shade Red Mahogany. That matches my interior. You guys can choose any stain that matches your interior. But again, a stain that I use a lot in my house is Minwax Red Mahogany. So here I'm just installing some D-ring hangers on the back. These are supposed to support 50 pounds per hanger. So that I'm going to put 2 on there. So it should support a total of 100 pounds. So that should be significant for anything I'm going to put on this shelf. I don't think that they sell bigger hangers. I mean, you could put a different hanger on the back. You can choose whatever you want to use. I like these D-ring hangers. So we're putting it on, and she's done. Doesn't it look beautiful? I love this. It looks so good in my bathroom. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make it. I hope you try it out yourselves. I hope this video was informative, and I hope it was fun for you guys to watch. And you guys can now see how easy it was to make this shelf. I mean, it was so easy. You guys can do it too, I promise. All right, guys. I really appreciate you and your support. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope you try it out. It was a lot of fun. It's beautiful. It's functional. It works. I really hope you guys try it. And thank you so much for all of your support. See you next time. Bye.